I want to share with you a few online business lenders that give out business loans up to $250,000. And streamlined application, you have a very streamlined applications, and the projections are okay. So if your business has no income, you can still qualify if you have projections. Okay. So here's a review I want you to pay attention to. The first such lender is OnDeck. And OnDeck is an online business lender with streamlined application. They are giving you up to $250,000. So basically, the amounts go from $5,000 all the way to $250,000. This is really good. And the cool thing is that OnDeck will accept projections, not a problem. But if you want like closer to $250,000, they start asking for actual financial statements. Okay, so the requirements are a little more like a little tougher if you're looking for high amounts. But usually OnDeck wants you to have like can actually grant you $5,000 all the way to $250,000. And OnDeck wants you to be in business for 1 year in some cases, depending on the state you're applying from. And they want you to have a minimum credit score that goes from 575 all the way to 625. So this is really good. I mean, OnDeck, when you think about OnDeck, I want you to think about an established business lender. They've been around since 2006. So this is kind of cool. I mean, this tells you a lot about this lender. They actually provide all kinds of business loans. They do business term loans. They also do business lines of credit. So this is really cool. So when you think about OnDeck, I want you to really think about the fact that you have term loans, business term loans up to $250,000. You have business lines of credit up to $100,000. This is really cool. And OnDeck is really fast also, and they do have same day funding. If you actually meet all the requirements, you get your cash the same day. This is really cool. Think about that. And in terms of credit score, 525 all the way to 625. This is really cool also. So, and the thing, so as long as you have 550 to 625, you are really good to go. Okay, but depending on your state, OnDeck might require you to have at minimum annual revenue of $100,000, either actual or through projections. Okay, but those projections must be real though. I'm talking about those projections must be realistic. That's what I meant. OnDeck, the only bummer is that if you are in Nevada right now, if you're in North Dakota or South Dakota, you will not qualify for an OnDeck business loan. Boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. The second lender I want to share with you is Lendio. And Lendio, when you think about Lendio is not a direct lender. This is one thing that's you need to remember. Lendio is more of a lender marketplace, and they do all kind of. So Lendio is an online business lender that actually partners with 75 to 80 business lenders who are really willing and ready to kind of sort of fund your business. Okay, and as you have a lot of lenders who are comfortable with projections. A lot of lenders are comfortable with like no income business loans, not a problem. Okay, and the minimum FICO score, when it comes to a Lendio business loan, we're talking about 550. In some cases, they can go as low as 500. This is really good. With Lendio, the amounts funded are really big. I mean, we're talking about $500 all the way to $5 million. I mean, that makes sense because you have a network of large business lenders who are pretty generous, who are really comfortable in lending you some cash. This is really good. So when you think about Lendio, think about an online business loan marketplace that connects prospective borrowers like you and with traditional banks and non-bank online lenders. Okay, and so when you actually fill out one application on Lendio, you are basically having that application been dispatched to 75 to 85 business lenders simultaneously. This is really cool. And Lendio has been doing this for several years now, so they have actually acquired some kind of experience here. What we love about Lendio here is that you have a wide variety of loan products, including term loans, lines of credit, and SBA loans. Okay, so this is really good. And the only bummers, I mean, there are two bummers. There are only disappointments that we have actually we don't like with Lendio is that some lenders may charge you prepayment penalties as well as origination fees, and also funding times vary depending on the specific lender. But Lendio itself does not charge an origination fee, not a problem. Lendio is not like a Prosper or a Lending Club or a Lending Tree where they charge you 3% all the way to 8% origination fee. No, Lendio is actually making its money by getting commissions from the lenders. Okay. And so when the whole thing is, if you are looking for a business loan from Lendio, If you probably just spend 5 to 15 minutes, you are good to go. Okay, and there is a process where you can be pre-qualified before applying. So this is really cool. By the way, boss, welcome. I want to remind you of today's topic. We are talking about online business lenders that give business loans up to $250,000 in a streamlined application. Projections okay. The third loan I want to share with you here is American Express business line of credit. So American Express is actually offering a business line of credit that really grants you somewhere from $2,000 all the way to $250,000. And the cool thing about American Express here is that you are able to actually have your cash real fast. And American Express used to be called, this specific product used to be called Cabbage. And so there was a problem during COVID, and Cabbage had to close down, and they got bought over by American Express, which means what? It means that you have this is not a new product. They've been around for a while. They just rebranded. So you're able to actually get up to $250,000 from American Express. But the thing is that the rate payment terms is kind of the window is kind of short. So we're talking about maximum a year and a half. So you're not getting 5 years, you're not getting 10 years, you're not getting 7 years as you would if you were to go to a traditional bank or credit union. But you're still getting something, but you're getting 18 months maximum. So basically, rate payment terms include 6, 12, or 18 months. Okay, you might say, well, this is kind of short, but hey, listen, if you need cash and you're able to actually to pay it back, this is a great opportunity. Okay. And because the whole thing is this product is backed by American Express, which is a fantastic name in financial services, and there is no prepayment penalties. Okay. And one thing I also need to say here is that there are some monthly fees on unpaid balances, which is fine because this is a line of credit. This is not a business term loan. This is a business line of credit. And in some cases, depending on the states you're applying from, American Express might actually require a personal guarantee. So this business line of credit might actually entail a PG. So if you are listening to me right now, you're not really in the mood to actually give out a PG on a business funding program, then you do not want to go with this American Express business line of credit. And also in some cases, they want you to really have on average a monthly revenue amount of $3,000. That's the minimum, $3,000. If you're looking for an online business lender who is willing to go with a streamlined application and also projections, you want to think about Bluevine, for instance. And Bluevine actually has funding that goes from $6,000 all the way to $250,000. They are available in all 50 states except North and South Dakota. So they are in 48 states, including the nation's capital. And one thing I want to say here is that when you think about Bluevine, I want you to think also about a business line of credit. So Bluevine is not a business loan per se. It is a business line of credit. This is kind of cool because what we love about Bluevine is that they're very fast. They're very fast. And you actually have once you get a Bluevine line of credit and you pay it consistently, they're able to increase your business line of credit, not a problem. But let's say primarily when you actually apply for a Bluevine business line of credit, they will stop you at $250,000. That's the limit. And then they will study your account. They will study your payment patterns, your rate payment patterns. That's the proper word. And then they will reward you your discipline. Okay. And one thing I want to say here is that with Bluevine, you actually want to be in operation for at least 12 to 24 months. And you have lines of credit of $250,000, and you have a low credit score. Like Bluevine will consider you if you have a 525 all the way to 625. And in some cases, depending on your business, they will accept also projections. So which means that you don't have to have actual revenue. You can have projected revenue. Now, if you are showing projected revenue to Bluevine, make sure that you are able to write a strong business plan to go with it. Okay. I'm not asking you to have let's say a very long sort of business plan, but just write a business plan that explains what you do, how you do it, and how you're gonna really turn that into a money making machine. That's all. You got to really make a strong case so that Bluevine can really approve you. And one thing I need to say also is that a Bluevine also wants to make sure that you have a business. So if you want to get a business loan from Bluevine, you got to be a legit business. I'm talking about a C corporation or an LLC or even a partnership for that matter. Boss, I want to quickly remind you to this topic. We are having a conversation about online business lenders that give business loans to businesses, and we're talking about without too much questioning, and they're even approved. I want to talk to you about national funding now. So national funding is another lender that's pretty interesting. And national funding actually is great for small to mid-sized businesses. And what we love about national funding here is that they're a little more generous. And so basically, with national funding, you have somewhere from $10,000 all the way to half a million. And the cool thing is that they want you to they will get you your cash within 3 to 24 hours, 3 hours to 24 hours, depending upon the solidity of your business loan application. And so they want you to be in business for at least 6 months, but they will waive that 6 month requirement if you can have like solid projections and a business plan also. And minimum credit score goes from 525 all the way to 600. This is really cool. And when you think about national funding in general, I want you to think about a very flexible lender. I want you to think about a very flexible business lender who understands who wants to understand the business you're in before funding you. And unlike Bluevine, the national funding is available in all 50 states plus the nation's capital, DC, and so you're able to qualify, not a problem. So again, I want to say that even if you have a 525, a minimum 525 credit score, you are good to go also. And Bluevine also, not Bluevine, national funding. National funding grants all kinds of business funding programs. We're talking about anything from business term loans to business lines of credit to equipment financing to merchant cash advances. You name it, they do it, not a problem. Okay. And one thing I also need to say here is that Bluevine actually has Bluevine will fund you real fast. The only problem is Bluevine will require daily or weekly payments. Daily or weekly payments, which again could be a little disruptive to your cash flows. But hey, listen, as long as you plan in advance, you should be good to go. But it's one of those things where you have to know how Bluevine, how national funding rolls, how they roll, so you can actually plan accordingly. One thing I need to say to close on this chapter is that Bluevine actually their loans can be funded within 24 hours of approval. So this is really cool. Another lender I want to share with you is Fundbox. So Fundbox is actually an online business lender that actually they give somewhere from 1,000 all the way to $150,000. They want you to be in business for 6 months, and they require minimum credit score that goes from 500 all the way to 600. Okay, and what we love about Fundbox is that they are really like an AI-powered business lending platform that speeds up the application, decision making, and funding process. And they offer decisions within 3 minutes, and funds they will fund you within 24 hours. So this is really good. But you're not getting $250,000. Just wanted to specify that you're getting $150,000 maximum. And they gave revolving business lines of credit, and we're talking here about a repayment window that goes from 12 to 24 weeks. So this is not really a long-term sort of a play here. So if you're looking for a long-term sort of solution, you do not want to approach Fundbox because they don't have it. I mean, because when you think about it, 12 weeks, that's even less than 3 months. That's less than a quarter. And 24 weeks, that's less than 6 months. So if you're getting up to $150,000 and you have to repay that money within 6 months, you better have a strong like financial discipline. Okay, so this is really cool. And but again, it's one of those things where for small businesses that can't really manage their finances properly, this solution, like the national funding solution, or the Fundbox solution rather, the Fundbox solution would not be the right one that I can think of. And one thing I need to say here is that you need to have a minimum personal FICO score that goes from 500 to 600 to qualify for financing through Fundbox, and you must be in operation at least 6 months. And this is kind of cool. So if you are A startup, this will work also via projections, not a problem. Okay, Fundbox will actually study your application and see if you could qualify. Okay, and just make sure that you have a business bank account also, because they will be transferring the cash to your business bank account. They do not do any I don't know, any Western Union or any cash delivery. I mean, any cash dispersal, whatever. No, no, no. They will fund your cash through. They will fund you through a business bank account. Next, I want to share with you a Funding Circle. So, Funding Circle is another online business lender that actually will get you somewhere from 25,000 all the way to half a million. And Funding Circle is really cool. Now, Funding Circle is a little, I would say, stricter in terms of requirements here, and they want you to have at least 1 to 2 years in business. And in some cases, they will accept the projections, so this is totally fine. And minimum credit score 560 to 660. Okay. And what we love about Funding Circle is that they've been doing this for like since 2010. So they've been around for a lot of years now. Okay, and they know that they've learned through the process. They actually have developed new processes and new processes in terms of reviewing applications. So this is really cool. And one thing I also want to say here is that Funding Circle is really flexible. They will actually fund all kinds of industries. We love that a lot. We love the fact that you, with Funding Circle, you have all kinds of business options. You have business term loan, you have business lines of credit, and you have SBA loan. So this is really cool. And when you think about Funding Circle, there are term loans range from $25,000 all the way to $500,000 with repayment terms from 6 months to 5 years. Okay, and if you choose to apply for a business line of credit, you can access credit lines between $6,000 and $100,000. However, Funding Circle doesn't specify its line of credit repayment terms, so you're gonna have to contact the company to have more information. And the cool thing we love about Funding Circle is that Funding Circle is really morphing, if you will, into a traditional bank, because now they are starting to also process SBA loans. So this is kind of cool. If you get an SBA loan through Funding Circle, you can expect somewhere from $25,000 to half a million with terms of up to 10 years. Okay. And so now the only thing we don't like about Funding Circle is that they charge you an origination fee that goes somewhere from 3.5% all the way to 7%. Okay. And in some cases, they do require you to be in business for 1 to 2 years to qualify. Now, the origination fee is a big bummer, because think about it. I mean, if you get 100 grand, they're taking from you 5,000, like 4,000 all the way to 7,000. So this is really what it is. And one thing I need to say also is that if you are in Nevada, you do not qualify for a Funding Circle business loan. Next, I want to talk to you about Bister Credit. So, if you're looking for an online business lender that gives out the big loans, you might want to think about Bister Credit. And Bister Credit, you're looking at loan amounts that go from $25,000 all the way to $6 million. And Bister Credit wants you to be in business for at least 6 months before you can qualify. And they do accept projections, not a problem. They will accept also no income, not a problem. Okay. Now, if you want to have like a larger amount, like 7 digits, for instance, you better have a strong pitch, a strong business plan to sort of accompany your business loan application. Okay. Now, the minimum credit score when it comes to a Bister Credit, you're looking at least 600, and this is really an important criterion to think about. But they offer all kinds of business loans. They offer all kinds of business funding programs that you can actually get through Bister Credit. The only problem here is that they want you to have like daily, weekly, or bi-monthly payments while you are on a program. So, and this is kind of similar to what I said earlier. When you have like a shorter repayment window, it is totally possible as long as you can manage your finances properly. Okay, but otherwise, this sort of accelerated repayment window can be really disruptive to the borrower's finances. Like your cash flows will be very disrupted, and you will need to actually always have money, keep money intact to be able to afford whatever the lender wants you to really pay. And one thing I also need to say here is that you need to understand that the possibilities are kind of limited here, and you need to also always make sure that you have the proper amounts in place to take care of business. So this is kind of a really important in terms of making sure that you have the proper amounts in terms of repaying the loan or repaying whatever you need to repay. Okay, so this is really important. One thing I need to say also is that when we think about biz to credit, we're thinking about a lender that is really flexible, because you can actually get like monthly or bi-monthly payments over the course of 12 to 36 months. And in other words, you can get away from the weekly or the daily repayments if you have a good relationship with them. Like the second time you borrow from them, they will be more lenient with you. Okay, so biz to credit, nice business lender, fantastic. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, let me do a quick recap here. I was just sharing with you a few business lenders that actually will approve your business loans up to $250,000. We have number one, On Deck; number two, Lendio; number three, American Express Business Line of Credit; number four, Blue Vine; number five, National Funding; number six, you have Fundbox; number seven, Funding Circle; and number eight, you have Biz to Credit. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.